Hello and welcome to Dark Souls, a deep dive into the dark. I'm Dustin and this is Lions Mall Gaming. Today we're going to start out the episode the same way we always do, with leveling up. We're just going to take this and put a point into faith and 2 points into... Actually no, we're going to go 2 points into faith and 1 point into intelligence. So we get up to 20 faith. And today we are rocking the Knight's Armor, along with the Broadsword, the Dragon Crest Shield, and a Thurlin Talisman, along with a couple of miracles. Now, unfortunately, we are only medium rolling at the moment, but that is far better than fat rolling. And to just show off that incredible difference, let's take off the Havel's Ring. And there's the difference. I'm sure you can see it. It's pretty plain as day. But today, we are heading to Anor Londo. So we're going to head up to the top of this area, right where we fought the Iron Golem. And we'll head on from there. Now, I've said it in a comment, actually, on one of the prior videos. User The Rave Lord asked me if Valley of the Drakes was going to be like half an hour, if I'd how long I was planning on having Anor Londo. And I've known from the start that Anor Londo was going to be at least a two-parter, if not three. So we're going to see how this first part goes and see how we're feeling, and we'll go from there. But we'll walk up and touch this ring. As you look past here, the Iron Golem appears to be guarding what was a sealed entrance to Anor Londo. And we've arrived. As you look out in the distance, you'll notice that there's just massive buildings. It's all covered by the bright rays of the sun, which have been missing from the rest of the world. Just been dimly lit by the sunlight that happens to pass over the edge of this wall. And here's our first enemy. So we're going to see what we can do. Get his attention. Going to go for a shield bash. I believe these are Anor Londo Sentinels. They wield giant halberds. And if you can just manage to stay behind their shield, you can take care of them pretty easily. However, here we have two of them. And we're actually going to throw on our longbow to be able to bait one of these guys out. Because I'd rather not fight two at once if I don't have to. So you're going to bring him out here. Then we'll deal with him from there. Now, an interesting thing about these enemies is if you happen to hit their shield, they take no damage regardless, even though they aren't in like a blocking stance. They just passively block your attacks. In return for that, they're somewhat slow. But, yeah. Gotta watch out for their wide sweeps. I'm gonna get a clip of that. Yep. There it is. Gotta back up. Just bait out a swing. Oh, that was not cool. Alright, we're just gonna back up and take use of our miracles. And there we go. With high enough faith, heal can get you a ton of HP back. And you are very capable of iframing their attacks. They have huge reads. And your best bet to try to fight them is to get in between them and their shields. But there's this chest over here. So we pop it open, get another piece of Demon Titanite. I believe that puts us at like something like 10, I believe. Oh no, it's only 4? I only have 4? Really? Oh yeah, I didn't fight the other ones. Okay, never mind. I didn't fight the other ones down in Sen's Fortress yet. I also haven't gotten a lot of them that I think I have. I know where they are. Right down here, there's a bonfire. We'll come back to that in a minute. Over here, we have another group of enemies. And again, you can see the Grand Keep off in the distance. And down there, you can see another gargoyle waiting for us. So we'll get to deal with that. Hooray. And there is the building that we've been seeing all this time. And that is the Duke's Archives. That's the building we've been able to see since the bridge in the Undead Burg. Or is that parish? I don't know. I believe that counts technically as the Burg. But yeah, that's the one we've been able to see since then. Now, these giants are capable of dropping quite a bit of stuff. You can get both their shield and their halberd. And you can get their armor later. And that's simply known as the giant's armor, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, the drop chances, I believe, are actually really low for either of those. But you'll have to fight a lot of these guys if you plan on staying in Anor Londo long. Just short, and there it goes. There we go, we got a drop. We got the giant shield. Let's take a look at that. First off, it requires 36 strength to wield, but you can see that it has 100 physical block along with incredible like defensive capabilities all around. It's got 60 magic, 75 fire, 75 lightning, and 68 stability is really good. And it's a great shield made of bronze and marcasite. Used by giant sentinels of Anor Londo, marcasite or white iron is effective against non-physical damage, but as the shield is designed for giant sentinels, its weight is unbearable. And you can see that it weighs 18 pounds. It's massive. So there's 2 chests over here. We can open up this one. And inside, we get a piece of twinkling titanite. And as you approach this one, you can see yet again the chain is out and the chest moves. So it's a mimic. See, I would show off what a mimic kill looks like, but I'd rather not die. I am gonna get whacked though. Let my stamina come back. There we go. As you can see, heal can be very useful because it keeps your SS up for when you need it. We got a crystal halberd, which I believe has the same description as a normal halberd. Yep, it does, but you can see that it has an incredible base damage, and it does scale. It just has a very low durability of, yeah, 20. 20 durability. And as you can see, their hits are very strong. That was all of my all of my stamina for that one block. But you can take care of them. Heading this way, we can walk up. Heading towards the archives. Up on the hill. And there is a gold barrier. Now, there are 3 more of these barriers. Nope, 2 more of these barriers. Correct myself, there are 2 more of these barriers. One of which is in the Demon Ruins, and the other is in, after the Catacombs. Yes, after the Catacombs, in the Tomb of the Giants. You can actually reach the 4 Kings almost immediately. I didn't really show off this stuff. I probably should, because this is really cool. So right here, you have a statue of Smo. Just standing there as one of the edges. And I can probably show it from here. You can actually probably see it off in the distance on the other side. There's a statue of Ornstein. Let's see. See if I can save myself the runtime. Nah, you can't really see it. Let's get up there. But yeah, you can see a statue of each of them. And you can see as the sunlight kind of glitches on the left. Yeah, here's a statue of Ornstein as well, the Dragon Slayer. Smo the Executioner and Ornstein the Dragon Slayer. We will go into them a bit more once we get to them. But first, let's take a stop over here at the bonfire. See what's going on there.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor Londo, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
So here we were able to reinforce our Estus flask because she is a firekeeper.
What is it? What am I? Well, I am the keeper of the bonfire. If not for me, what beacon would there be in this lost city? A gatekeeper and a guide. That is my calling. The bonfires attended by the keepers are special. They are linked to one another, and their flames never die. Yet never shall the keepers of these flames meet. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for.
So she said an interesting thing there. In the last quote she said, that firekeepers shall never meet. Keepers of these flames shall never meet. And from my understanding, that basically implies that firekeepers are not allowed to leave their fire and survive. Therefore, they'll never meet each other. Never come face to face with another keeper. Yet they're so closely connected otherwise.
If you require rest,
And that appears that's all she has to say. So we're going to take a seat at this bonfire. We are just a little bit short of a level up, so we'll go ahead and pop a quick little Soul of Proud Knight to get us just over the edge and put our other point in intelligence. Now, I had talked about the crystal weapon. One thing I'd like to point out is I've already used 4 durability on this broadsword, and I've only used it as long as you guys have seen. So I would have already used a 5th of the durability of that crystal halberd if I was using it the same way I'm using this broadsword. So it's a very good weapon, but you have to use it very sparingly because you cannot repair it. The only way for it to be repaired is to upgrade it, and that'll take it back to full 20 durability, but that's it. So ideally what you'd do is you'd use it at base level, upgrade it for a while. Also, this elevator's cool. It works with a corkscrew and just kind of spins to rotate itself up. You can look around down here. Notice that this was specifically just designed to lift someone up. And from the center, rays kind of radiate out, following the symbolism of the sun that is associated with Anor Londo. And ahead of us, we have a gargoyle that's in almost bronze, or... yeah, I'd say it's bronze armor. And the interesting thing is, the other gargoyle was as well. But the thing is, that gargoyle has been old and decayed, so its armor is rusted, whereas this one has not. Damn gargoyle. There we go. Got another tail axe. I'm gonna get whacked. Yep. Get back up. Okay, please. And this one has lightning breath. Dang it. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. As I was saying, this gargoyle appears to be in a much better state than the other one was, and it does distinctly use lightning breath instead, which is interesting. Because the other gargoyles use fire breath. And you're going to notice an association with lightning with this area. Yeah, take that. Take care of you this time, bastard. One thing to notice about the broadsword is that it only deals slashing attacks. Even its power attack is a large swing. I think the only kind of piercing attack you can do is the jump attack. But there goes the first gargoyle. And we get the gargoyle halberd and the gargoyle helm, which are the things that we didn't get last time. Helm of the Gargoyle. An enchanted creature that guarded the Bell of Awakening in the belfry of the undead church. This bronze helm was for mere appearance sake, as gargoyle skin is naturally hard. Little is known, little in the way of defense can be expected from it. One unique thing is this helmet's actually relatively light, and it does offer a decent amount of poise, as well as bleed and poison resist. And as you can see, it's actually overall sturdier than the Knight's Helm, and it gives a pretty good magic resistance. It's actually a really good helm, despite what the description says. And then we have the Gargoyle Halberd. As you can see, it requires 16 strength, 12 dexterity, has 115 at base for raw damage, so that's not bad. Halberd of the Gargoyle guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church. Perfectly standard bronze halberd without any special power. So yeah, those are the other drops that we had available to us. Now, you notice ahead of us that we have no path. I'll come over here to show that. There's this large spindle in the center, large tower, but no way to reach it. We definitely can't make that jump. Yet, we didn't really have any other way to progress. So, what we're going to do is as we come up here, we can first come around. As you walk around the back, we can find a chest down there. And I believe that's it. I want to say that's all that's down there. Yes, a chest down there and a way to come back up with those stairs. So if you walk off here, and or get down here another way, you can get this chest. Inside's another Demon Titanite. Gonna go ahead and heal up with heal again. Using the Miracle Heal is a lot slower than drinking an Estus Flask. But as I said, it's just an extra health pool. Heal is never a bad thing to carry if you have a slot somewhere for your miracles. It's always a good thing to pick up as an option. So now we're down here, and we could get back up those stairs, but if you walk over here, you can walk directly onto this. And this is where I highly, highly recommend that you make sure that you have auto wall recovery off. Because otherwise, your camera will jerk really hard as you walk through these, because it does not like being put between those walls, and will probably throw you off the edge. But if you walk off and roll onto here, we have a broken window. And that means a new entrance. So we look across. You can see what appears to be a guard of some kind. Looking above, there's another one. So as we take a step forward, he's going to jump down. And we'll take care of him. And then take care of his friend. Now, they do have throwing knives. And they do have a sword with bleed on it. 2 of them, in fact. But they are pretty easy to take care of, as long as you're very careful. And you can get the Painted Guardian Sword. That is great timing. So this is a curved sword, similar to the Scimitar and the Falchion. However, this one deals bleed damage. It does have a significantly lower base damage than the others. I guess it's not significant because the base damage of the falchion is 80, isn't it? Curved sword of Anor Londo painted guards. Unique shape with flat tip. The guardians who strike down those who dare threaten the painting attack in a continuous circular dancing motion. A technique passed down through the generations. So they're guarding a painting. And as we look down below, we can see that painting. Interesting. I'd like to point out that we're in a giant cathedral. Across from us, there is a statue of Guinevere, the goddess of sunlight and fertility. And beside her were two silver knights. But we will proceed across because the only way across from here is through these rafters, which is the bane of the existence to many heavy armor builds, which is kind of why I chose to use a heavier armor. Just be very careful because, as you know, you step with every attack you make. Oh, and I can get knocked off. Okay, I'll meet you guys back. Alright, so now that we are back, I wanted to show off that there is another option. If you have enough points into faith to be able to do this, I believe that you can take use of the good old ability, Force. And knock him off. Oh, and he dropped something. Damn it. But if you come over to here, this chandelier's hanging and there's an item on it. If you whack it, chandelier falls. You just drop that on the floor. Destruction of property just to gain one thing. But yes, you can use Force. If you align yourself just right, you can knock them off pretty easily. Also, Force can reflect projectiles. And as you can see, Force can make this section pretty easy. So there's a trick if you were having a lot of trouble with this area and you happen to be a faith build. Actually, I don't even think you need very much faith to use this, to use Force. Let's double check that. Yeah, it literally only requires 12 faith. So if you can afford to have 12 faith, you can make this section really easy. And then you come down here. We had a fog wall behind us. I didn't really talk about it, but you can head down these stairs. I can get another sword. And you'll see that there's a painted guardian in it. Or painting guardian. Sorry. And then you can see that there's this little section here, and there's a similar one on the other side. So, taking note of that, you can come up here. And see that there's a chest over there. So if you come over here and roll off onto here, you can walk across next in front of the statue of Guinevere and roll into here, which will put you on the other side. And then there's going to be another painting guardian. And you just slash him around the corner. Take care of him pretty easily. You can open up this chest. And inside of it is another divine blessing. See that another one dropped something. Dang it. But then you just repeat to get back on the other side. And that section's all done. So you head back up these stairs and over to the fog wall. And the fog wall leads you to here. By passing through that cathedral, we managed to get up onto this platform. And here comes another friend. I don't know if you saw him, but that was a gargoyle who's sitting there and waiting for us. So you have two options. You can crank the lever and let the gargoyle come visit you, or you can stand here and shoot him with a bow. I'm just gonna fight him, but as you walk down, you'll notice that there's this long staircase, and at the bottom there is an exit. So you have two different options. You can... Well, I guess you don't... You have a lot of options right now. I'm sorry. You have more than two. Right now, your option is to kill the gargoyle with a bow from afar or some other ranged weapon, or crank it down and fight him, because this needs moved regardless. You're at the highest setting, so you take it down. So I'm going to get ready to fight this gargoyle. So you can see that it is kind of unfair that they don't show the gargoyle during the cutscene, but I assume that's just because he may not be there. If he'd quit jumping... Alright, that would be great. Can you not? Jesus. Chill out, buddy. Fine, I'll just iframe you. If that's what you're gonna make me do. And you can hit him with a plunging attack if he happens to fall off. And here's something interesting. That was the last gargoyle to kill in this run of the game. And the way this game works is it's really cool. If an enemy does not respawn anywhere in the world, and you kill the last version of them, it will automatically give you all of the drops that you have not already gotten. So in this case, I had not gotten the gargoyle shield. And if the game wasn't kind and I hadn't got it from that drop, I would be locked out of it for the rest of the game. But this game's kind. So I got it. Bronze shield of the gargoyle guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church. The gargoyle's skin is tough by itself, and perhaps its shield may have been a prop, for it is a rare example of a metal shield that does not reduce physical damage by 100%. And in fact, it is. It's a shield that only gives you 85 reduction. Alright, so as we move that down, we have access to this main walkway. So we can walk across there up towards that location. Or we can walk down here. All the way down here. This is a very long staircase. And find our way into the church at the bottom floor. And there's the guy we had dropped. As you walk in, you notice there's a ton of these guards, and there's one right there. There we go, took care of him. But yeah, there are a ton of these guys. They are everywhere. We got some throwing knives from that one. And I'd like to try to do this without disturbing literally all of them at once. So we're going to bait a few out. Whoops. Switched the wrong thing. Come on. I know I shot you in the head, but you're not that confused. Come here. Douche. Listen. There we go. Really? I got iframed. Come here. Bastard. Yeah, there are a ton of these guys. My best advice is just take your time. Try to only fight them a couple at a time at worst. If you can, keep it down to one at a time. Come on. They are very fast. I was just out of his range. The broadsword is very short. We got more throwing knives. Pull out the bow. Shoot this guy. See if we can get him to come over now. Probably fight him and his friend over there at the same time. Just gotta keep them on their feet. Kick his shield. Nope, he's gonna roll away from me. Great, another one's throwing shit at me. And the closer I get to him, the more likely... Yep, I just drew in a bunch of them. That's good. We have enough poise. Let's drink. They can't get through it with a throwing knife. You gotta be really careful. They do a ton of damage. I'm gonna say, sir, would you just die? Oh, hi there. Go ahead and heal up. Another sword. I'm getting all the drops. More throwing knives. Through enough determination, you can hit that. And if you can manage to get out of the way of one of their swings, you can get a backstab pretty easily on them as well. Gonna heal up, pick up all of these drops. More throwing knives. More throwing knives. And right here's the item that we got from dropping the chandelier. We got Great Magic Weapon. And it's right here. Sorcery which improves upon magic weapon. High magic augmentation to the right weapon. At Vinheim Dragon School, only magic swordsmen on special orders are allowed to learn this spell, which grants powerful augmentation to various weapons. And it requires 15 intelligence instead of 10. Great Magic Weapon is significantly better, to my knowledge, and is very much so worth your time if you're running an intelligence build that uses a weapon that is capable of being enchanted. It's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Yeah, we ain't playing that game. Yeah, we aren't playing the throwing knife game. We're playing the fight me or die. And more throwing knives. Alright, and in the corner here, we have the black iron set. Helm of Black Iron Tarkus, a knight known for his great strength. Built of a special black iron and providing strong defense, notably against fire, but so terribly heavy to be unwieldy to all but Tarkus himself. Great Shield of the Mighty Knight, Tarkus. Built of special black iron and even heavier than the Knight Baron Kite's Tower Shield, especially resistant to fire attacks and effective for shield bashing. So this was Tarkus. And the believed story is that he had managed to beat the Iron Golem before you, sometime in the past. And he traveled here, and fell from the rafters as he tried to cross, due to his extra weight, before the Painted Guardians dragged him off to the corner to let him rot. Here's this giant painting. It's a snowy landscape, a bridge crossing a chasm. We'll be back to visit this later. For now, we're going back to the bridge. The rotating bridge. Just soak in the silence of the city. So massive, so well lit, so beautiful. yet silent. Anor Londo is supposed to be the city of the gods. Let's take this bridge further down. Here's yet another way to reach the bottom of the cathedral. But if we are to follow this all the way down, all the way down, we find ourselves a bonfire. Along with an item. Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. Lord Gwyn's firstborn, who inherited the sunlight, once wore this ancient ring. It boosts the strength of miracles. Lord Gwyn's firstborn was a god of war, but his foolishness led to a loss of the annals and the rescinding of his deific status. Today, even his name is not known. And here's a statue of Lord Gwyn himself. So the firstborn's been lost to memory. We are going to go ahead and kindle up this bonfire, since we have 15 humanity. This bonfire is a very useful one. Alright, now that we've done that, we're going to head over here, and we're going to move this tower. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, won't you be trapped if this moves? This lever actually brings it back down to here. So even if we are to die and respawn, we will always have a way to get back. And by spawning at this bonfire instead of the other one, we never have to go back through the rafter section if we don't want to. But we're going to take this back up and continue forward. So, as we run around, we make it right onto here, right in front of the Grand Hall. Again, buildings off in the distance. And there's some of those demons that carried us up here. These are Batwing demons. We'll talk about them more in a bit. One thing to note, there's two different kinds of stairs here. The larger kind for the gods, the smaller kinds for the humans. So it shows you this was once a place that was inhabited by both humans and gods alike, along with the giants. You can hear the noise of the demons. Ooh, I did not time that roll well. Heal up. Gonna take a quick second and try to deal with him. There we go, got rid of one. Heal up real quick before the other one can spot me and take care of him. You want to be really careful. That shield bash is really hard to avoid, and it has a lasting like area effect, and it'll mess you up. There we go. Took care of him. No drops yet. As we proceed over here, the other gate is completely closed. Proceed over here to this little section here. And there's 3 Batwing demons. If we stand next to this one, here's a cool little trick. If you can get him to do the right attack. See if I can get him to do it. There it is, that's the one. He'll kill himself. They have a little attack where they jump back, and they'll just jump off. One thing to note is that these are... Okay, hold on, come back. I was trying to talk about you. Can you do that for me? Can you come up here? These are demons. And demons are spawned from Izalith. So what are they doing in Anor Londo? Another thing to note is that their spears are electrified. They use lightning spears, which is a trait exhibited by Gwyn and associated with Gwyn. So these people serve Gwyn, or these demons serve Gwyn, and also wield weapons imbued with his lightning. Now, something to note is that I'm being shot at. And we'll see what exactly is shooting that in a minute. Because I don't think it'll render this far, honestly. Yeah, it's not going to render this far. We'll have to show it after we get over there. So there's 2 guys here. If you walk out and then come back over here, you can get one of them to push the other one off, so then you can then fight them one-on-one. But you have to stay close enough that they will try to attack you, because if you get too far, they will just throw the spears at you. And you want to be very careful about where you stand, because you are in range of those archers. There, you can see him. See if I can get a view without getting shot. It's a Silver Knight. And he has a bow with him. So we're going to heal up. And we get to try to deal with the Silver Knight Archer, or the Anor Londo Archers. Everybody's favorite. See, there's 2 of them. And they're using Dragon Slayer Great Bows, which fire these massive bolts. You can't block them without being knocked back. And they're very hard to dodge. So my best advice is try to get close to one, and you have to fight them on this thin fucking platform. Take care of one of them, get around the corner, and if you don't care about what's on the other side, drop down right there, that's where you gotta go. But I care about what's on the other side. But you can slowly take care of these guys. If he'll cooperate, I can kill him. Alright, so you want to be very careful with this slope. Dark Souls has a weird glitch in it, that if you descend down a pathway, like down a slope too quickly, like that, just like that, you'll take fall damage. This slope is notorious for it, because if you run down this slope and stop, you will die. Because it reads it all as fall damage. So I don't know if you saw that. If you didn't, go back in the video real quick and look. You'll see when I stopped, I took fall damage. So just be very careful. Down here you have a Soul of a Hero. You don't have to worry about the same thing going up, but going down, be careful. Also be careful because this slope, the way it's angled, it does not like you to run in the middle. But, yeah, that's the Anor Londo Archers. It went far better than I expected. Now, there are drops obtainable from each of those guys. The archers, there's drops obtainable from the Batwing demons. Somebody's running. And there's drops obtainable from the sentinels. And normally, I'd grind them out before I did anything else. But since this is being split up, whenever I end this episode, I will have the whole thing, like all of the drops available in Anor Londo in entirety at the end of the second episode of Anor Londo. It's just the easiest way for me to do it. It's the way that makes the most sense to me, so that's what I'm going to be doing. But we've now entered into this building, and if we come around the corner, open up this door, we find another fire, along with Solaire.
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you. You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me. Pretend you didn't hear that. You really...
So that's Solaire. Let's go ahead and light up this bonfire. We're going to go ahead and kindle it. If you have spare humanity in your bar, it's never a bad idea just to go around kindling bonfires you come across. It generally just helps out. But we're just going to sit down with Solaire. Enjoy the bonfire. And take a rest. That's going to be it for this time, guys. Meet me back here next time for the rest of Anor Londo. And if you're still watching and you've enjoyed up to this point, and you've been enjoying the Dark Souls series, please consider subscribing. I make content like this all the time. I don't normally ask for subscriptions, but it really does help the channel grow if I ask. So, if you enjoy it, consider subscribing. But that's going to be it for this time, guys. I'll see you next time. And until then, don't you dare go hollow.